Hello everyone. Today I discuss about how to connect a Python with DBMS Concepts 3. Performing a CRUD operation means create, update, read and delete. Okay. And how to establish the connection with a Python with our database SQLite 3. So let's check. This is our file, this is our main file db underscore day1. Okay, in this file we have another 4 file. Another is a database configuration file, and a second one is a database operation file, and another this is main.py file, and another is mydb.db. It is a database file. Okay, but we can't open this file because it is a binary type, so we open with a special app that's called a db browser for SQLite. Help of this application we can view our database and table. Okay, so now we come to the database configuration file. Here at first we import a SQLite 3 module. Okay, then we create a class. The class name is database underscore connection. Okay, this class have a one constructor and one method. Okay, the constructor have a one instance reference variable, and we initialize by a method of the SQLite 3 is connect. We pass a database in the form of string mydb.db. Okay, and when the database created, automatically its table is generated. Its database is generated in this file structure. My mouse is pointed here. So then we come to our method. Okay, this method, here we initialize this variable, reference variables, by the cursor, count.cursor. This is a cursor object. The cursor allow to execute the SQL commands. Help you to execute the help command, and a cursor have a one method execute. Okay, here we pass the query actually in a form of the string, multi-line string in the triple quotes. So what is the SQL query? Create table if it's not exist. If the table is not exist, then create a table, and this is a table name users. Okay, here we pass some parameters like user ID, type is integer, it is a primary key, and auto increment means we can insert the value of the user ID is automatic generate. When the data is inserted, this is automatic generate. And our another is the name, is type of the text, and it is not null. Not null means we can empty this field. Okay, and another is a phone, it is text, also not null and unique. Further, any duplicate phone number is not entered in the database, only unique phone number, also unique emails. Okay, emails also text, type is text, not null and unique. Okay, then self.con.commit. We use the commit method of the SQLite 3 module. Commit the database transaction to save the table creation. Okay, now we come our next module. This is db underscore operation.py. Okay, here we import the SQLite 3 module. Okay, and we also import database underscore connection class from the db underscore config module. Okay, here I create another class. The class name is db underscore operation. Other class have a one constructor and 6 methods. Okay, so we open the constructor here. So constructor have a at first one instance reference variable is initialized by the constructor database underscore constructor. Make the database constructor object. Okay, then we make then we call a method under db called create underscore table. Okay, to make sure the user table is created. Okay, then to come db.com, then we initialize the db.conf by the help of the instance reference variable self.conf to save the database connection object to the self.conf for later use. Okay, then here we create a cursor self.cursor reference variable to initialize by the cursor method. The help of this method we can run the SQL command and save it into a self.cursor. Okay, this is our constructor part, and this, it is our another method called insert the user. Help of this method we can insert the detail of the user. Okay, we write all the logic under the try block, try and exception. Okay, try to run the SQL insert command to add a new row with a given name, phone and email. So here we use the execute method of the cursor. Here our query is insert into user. Insert into user, and we pass the parameter like name, phone and email. Okay, and the values, and we also and their values with the open the braces and write here the 3 question marks respect to the name, phone and email. This is the syntax actually, and save this the new user to the database by the help of the commit self.commit method. Okay, count.commit. If any error occur when the data is inserted, then exception would run. Integrity error and that phone or email already exists. If it is exist, then it's work, otherwise not. Okay. Then our another method is update the user. If any further changes is needed of the name, phone or email number, then this method is helpful. Update method. Try to update the user details. Okay, like name, phone, email by the user ID. Help of the help of the execute method, we write a query in a form of string, multi-line string, update the user, then set name equals to question mark, also phone equals to question mark and email equals to question mark, where the underscore ID equals to question mark. At the ID, that's are all the placeholder, work like a placeholder. Okay, and also pass the name, phone, email, user ID respect of the question marks, and then we use the commit method to save the updated data. Okay, if data is already exist whatever, then update failed, phone or email ID already exist. This is our update.user method. Our another method is delete the user. If the user want to delete a data from the table, then this method is helpful to delete the data. try to delete the user whose ID match with the user ID. So help of the execution method, we run the query delete from the user. User means user table, and check the user ID. When the user ID is matched with the inserted user data, then uh, then then the query is run, and after that, the help of the commit method, we save the deletion and then print user delete successfully. Okay. If the data is not present, then exception is occur, SQLite integrity error. Then this is the run. Delete is failed. User ID does not exist. So this error. Okay. Then our another method is a def search the user. Okay. Here we pass the argument, then search stream str. Run the SQL, select the find any user whose name, phone or email contact in a search string. Okay. Here run the SQL query by the help of the execute method in a form of string, like select pointer from user. Pointer means holes from user, where the name like a placeholder question mark or phone number like placeholder or email like here the placeholder. If it means format of the string, we pass the search term, then search term and search term. Okay. Then we the help of the fetch all method. The help of the fetch all method, we can get all the found row in a list called the result. We save it and in the form of the list. If the list is empty, then he show no match in user found. Okay. If the user is found, then inside the if block, you run the for loop. Okay. For loop, and each and every and we pass the row. Now we pass the list help of the row and display the ID, name and phone and email ID by the help of the indexing. That means row 0, row 1. Row 0 means ID, row 1 means name, phone row 2 means a phone number, and row index 3 means email. Okay. Then this is our another display method. The help of this display method, we can display all the data of the user table. So here we execute the table named select asterisk from user. That means fetch all the data, all the row from the table. Okay. Then and self.consider fetch all, get all the user into a list, get all the users into the list, called of the result, and store it in a result reference variable. And if the reference variable have a data, then we inside the for loop and fetch the data that are present in the list, name is result, by the reference variable row that indicates each element of the row, and each element of the row in a first each and every execution. Okay, that means id index is 0, id represent the index 0, name represent the index 1, and phone number indicates the index 2, and email indicates the index 3. Okay, and if the no data found and print no user is found if the table is empty. But this line is not run because actually we already check it in here. Okay, if any exception occur, then print this line, no data found it. Okay, after all the operation complete, then we close the database connection. When we are done using it, we use we at first print the connection closed successfully, then use the close method. The help of the close method, we can actually close the connection. Okay, then we come to the main.py. In the main.py, we import the database underscore connection class from the db underscore config file, and we also import a db underscore operation class from the dba underscore operation file. Okay, here we create an object, an instance reference variable of the db underscore operation constructor. Okay, then here we create a menu driven program. Okay, insert the user, display the user, update the user, delete the user, search user and exit. This is display in the console when the user run the main.py. Okay, the help of choose here choose is a reference variable, instance reference variable initialized by the input method, Python built-in method. The help of this method, we can take the user as an input and we convert it by the int typecasting, because by default input return a string. Here we need a integer value. Okay, then if choice equals to 1, that from the new user, then we insert a value. First is the name of the user, second is the insert the phone number, and third is the insert the email. All are the string type. Okay, then we calls the insert the user method to the user, add the user to the database. Okay, if the user want to choice display all the user method to print all the user from the database, then we call display underscore user method. Okay, if the user is 1 to the choice 3 means update the user, then we have ask if the user want to update the name. It is confirm, it is a reference variable. Okay, instance reference variable initialized by the input method, user input method, and display do you want to update name, then user select yes or no. What if is confirm, it is convert this by the method of the lower class. If the user insert in upper class, this method convert it to a lower case and is a match, then successfully user data is inserted in a so insert in a reference variable. The reference variable name is name, initialize the input method, just print enter the name. Okay, if the user select no, I'm not interested to update the name, then else part is executed, name update is cancelled. Okay, the name equals to none. Okay, then another method is work. Then no, sorry, then the user want to change their phone number, then this also check here yes or no. If select yes, then insert the phone number, input or enter the number, otherwise print the phone update is cancelled. Okay, when user want to change your email address, let's check here, do you want to update the email address? If yes, then we can initialize the value by the help of this email reference variable. If not, then by default it is come to the else part and print email updated cancel. Okay, email initialized by none. Okay, then we call the update method and we pass the arguments user ID, name, phone, email actual arguments, and the user want to choose the for delete the user, then user is deleted, then user ID is a reference variable, we initialize by the int input, enter the user ID and delete user input, and we call the delete underscore user method and pass the user ID, the reference variable, and remove from the database when the call it is. Suppose the user want to choose 5 is search a particular data people from the database, then we initialize the search a term, it is the reference variable and it is initialized by the input method, print enter the name, phone or email address, whatever is search, and we pass it by the method called the search underscore user, and if it is present, then display the whole row of the user, means name, phone, email and search. And last choice is a exit. When the user press this option, is announced to exit and close the database connection, and print the exit and close underscore connection method is called, and break the loop and break the exist of while loop to loop to the end and the program, and the user choice none of them, then else part will be executed and print the invalid choice. Now we run the program. Okay, insert the user name, email ID gmail.com. This is email ID, name, security, phone number, random number, email ID also random here, and put it. User inserted successfully. Now we display the data. Okay, the ID2 name Shubham Chakraborty, phone number, email is set at gmail. We also insert one data earlier, name Neil, phone number 1234, a random phone number, email also random. Okay, then we insert another data. Okay, like phone number, this is also successfully inserted and display them. We have a 3 data. Now update the email of the, now here update the email ID of the first student. So enter the choice, we update it, enter the 3, then you want to first and press the ID. Do you want to update your name? No. I will change the email, phone number also no. Email, yes. Email, the email is abc@gmail.com. Now we change the email like xyz @gmail.com. Okay, user update successfully. Now display them, and the email ID change xyz@gmail.com. Okay, now I want to delete a particular data. Now I delete ID number 3. So choice 4, enter the ID number 3, user deleted successfully, then check, obviously successfully deleted. Now we search a particular member from the database, suppose ID2. So the choice 5, enter the name, phone, email, whatever you want. So I input the email sc@gmail.com. Okay, the ID is found. Okay, then now we want to exit from this, so press enter the choice 6 and exit from the program. This is all about. Thank you. I also share this code from a GitHub. This is our table looks like, the user table looks like. This is the inserted the value of the table. First is one is ID, name is Neil, and is the phone number, random email ID. Second is user ID is 2, name is Shubham Chakraborty, and phone number, a random phone number, and email also a random email. Okay, so normal VS Code we can't see this because it is a binary type. By the help of the DB browser for Squlit, we can show this type of the table, database table. Okay, that's all about.